Welcome to another A-Level Computer Science video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. This video will focus on absolute and relative errors. Not all numbers can be exactly represented in either fixed point or floating point binary. The absolute difference between the number we know we want to represent and the number we're able to represent is known as the absolute error. If we try to represent the number 6.1 in 8-bit fixed point binary with 4 bits for the whole number and 4 bits for the part, the closest we can get is 6.125. The absolute error, therefore, is 6.125 minus 6.1, which is 0.025. It's important to note that it's an absolute error, so even if we were slightly lower than it, the error would be still shown as a positive value. A relative error is a measure of the size of the recorded error compared to the original number. Relative errors are generally given as a percentage. The percentage relative error is equal to the absolute error divided by the original value times by 100. If we go back to our example of trying to represent 6.1, the absolute error was 0.025 divided by the number we were trying to represent, 6.1, times by 100, gives us a relative error of approximately 0.41%. That's been rounded to 2 decimal places. For very large numbers, a small absolute error may have a very limited effect. But as we look at numbers that are close to 1, that effect becomes larger. And for very small decimal numbers, a very small absolute error could have a very large relative effect. A very small relative error can become very significant if applied to very large numbers. If we consider the European Space Agency's attempts to land a probe on a passing comet, a small relative error in their calculations over the distances that they were travelling would definitely have meant not successfully landing on the comet. That brings us to the end of this video on errors. Join me in the next video when we'll be looking at range and precision with floating point and fixed point numbers. Use the resources at MrGoff.com to help you revise computer science. And until next time, it's bye for now.